Hello, it is Monday, January 21st, and happy Martin Luther King Day to all our listeners out there. This is the 8th episode of the 2Close2Call podcast, and this episode is brought to you by the Ram King. Back in 2009, the Ram King and his brother sold over 300 t-shirts to a bunch of party animals in Westchester and got hooked on the experience. They were talking to each other, looking around, trying to find a custom t-shirt design online that was quick, that was easy, that wasn't painful, and they couldn't find a damn thing. So what did they do? They started their own business, theramking.com, the T-Shirt King. He gives you free designs, fast service, free shipping, free 10-day delivery. Pricing is competitive based on the size of the shirts, the type of the shirts, and what you're putting on the shirts. But he delivers everything from tank tops to long sleeve tees to hoodies. He does the entire gamut. It's fast. It's cheap. He's easy to work with. Go to theramking.com, fill out your information. He'll contact you directly, get in touch, and you'll have whatever you need in no time. Visit theramking.com for all your t-shirt needs. We got a heater of an episode lined up for you today. We talk on the two craziest championship games in recent NFL history, two overtime games, one of them where the MVP of the league doesn't even touch the ball in overtime. The other only goes to overtime because the officials are blind and don't call a pass interference call. I mean, everything was wild. We discuss all of it in more detail, and then we even take the time to get into some basketball talk. Dive into the Sixers' recent past and future events, as well as some college basketball analysis for you guys, since coming up in March, that's going to be much more heavily influenced on our show. I do believe we got a great episode for you, so stay tuned, come on in, and as always, we appreciate your ears.
Coach, you were 5-79 last year. Why the playoff talk?
Well, we made a couple of key trades, and we got the funk.
Glory be, the funk's on me, Bobble. Keep that funk alive. Keep that funk alive. Well, it's 1975, and we'll just be keeping the funk alive. Do that funk. Just do that funk. So what that? Do that funk. Just do that funk.
What's going on out there, everybody? This is the 8th episode of the 2Close2Call podcast. I'm your co-host, Miho. I'm here with my boy, James Michael Pagliaro V. What's going on, big dog?
Yo, what's going on? Wild games this weekend. I can't wait to dive into it with you.
Yeah, holy shit, we got a lot to talk about, right? But, dude, I'm just thinking, as I was watching these games yesterday, is thank God my ass isn't sitting outside at the NFC Championship game at Lincoln Financial right now, because it's fucking freezing, dude. Last year, we lucked out big time.
I wore shorts to the game last year. And a long sleeve.
I was going to say, I had the Under Armours going. You were a little bit more rambunctious than I was, but it wasn't fucking cold.
Well, my thought process is the more beers I drink, the less layers I have to wear.
That's right. But yeah, man, like you mentioned, two fucking wild games, man. Even from the start yesterday, shit was just going crazy.
They're two of the best championship games that we've gotten in a very long time. Anywhere from ref controversy to amazing defensive plays to shitty offensive plays. It was nuts.
I mean, to start the game, the Rams and Saints, the Saints go up 13-0. The Rams throw a fucking interception, which I know you loved when you saw fucking Goff couldn't hear anything. So obviously he sucks since McVay can't tell him who to throw to.
Oh my God, that made me so happy when I saw him messing with his helmet. I was like, I told you, he throws picks because McVay's not in his ear.
Right? Just, oh God, what do? I don't know what to do. Daddy, help me.
Throw a pick.
Exactly. So, but dude, it's 13-0. You're at home. You're the Saints after the first quarter. I'm thinking this is in the bag, man. And this game's over. It's going to be a runaway.
And then the Saints just kind of let them hang around.
Right? And Sean McVay pulls the rabbit out of his hat, just like fucking Sean Payton the week before with the fake punt in his own territory, which leads to a long drive and points, which, ultimately looking back now, may have turned the game around in their favor.
How the hell, if you're the Saints, do you not think and expect, or at least be prepared for that to fucking happen. Hecker has thrown more fucking passes than the backup quarterback for the Rams this year. It's crazy.
Dude,
And
his QB rating's got to be like plus 100. I feel like the guy doesn't miss.
Dude, do they not watch For the Brand videos? It's always Johnny Hecker every week throwing a freaking pass.
Yeah, he was interviewed on there, right, with McAfee talking about it. Dude, they love it.
I was thinking in my head, I'm like, they could probably run that right here. Yep, there it is. 5-yard out, get 7 yards, first down.
Well, that was the ballsiest part of it, dude, is they ran her out. That didn't even make it to the sticks. The guy had to, get there / make a guy miss. And I'm like, holy fuck, now we're throwing comebacks short of the sticks on 4th down? Holy
Well, that's
shit.
what I said to you, and it was a corner that caught it. Hell of a move by the corner.
Yeah, so ultimately it only leads to a field goal, though, but you're getting points on the board. You're feeling better about yourself. Then your defense comes out, finally stops the Saints a little bit. They kind of traded punts back and forth until, right before halftime, the Rams punched it in. I think it was a Gurley TD that eventually kind of, made this a football game going into halftime.
13-10 at half, I'm like, shit, maybe we got a game here.
Right? See, that's the thing, it was similar to even the Eagles game, except for the roles were flipped because New Orleans was up, 2 touchdowns, 13-0. All of a sudden you got a game and you're kind of going, man, for some reason it feels like the Rams are in a little bit better position here and kind of weathered the storm.
The only difference with the Eagles really was the Eagles didn't have the home crowd getting taken out, and the Saints easily could have, I feel like, gotten back into the game.
Well, they did because, they held the Rams to 3 and out and then went right down and poked it in to go up 10 points again. So that was probably the response of the day from Goff and McVay when they got punched in the mouth 20-10 right after the third quarter, and then they came right down that next drive for a touchdown, and we're pretty much like, we're not fucking going anywhere, okay? Like, we're not running away with it, but we're here, motherfucker.
Dude, how about Gurley didn't play the whole third quarter?
Yeah, I was going to ask, right after his touchdown, and he didn't play a lot in the fourth quarter, even, at the last drive, C.J. Anderson was getting touches, and I was getting texts, on my phone going, where the fuck is Gurley? What's going on? And apparently he's nicked up. That'll be definitely a story.
Did you see the interview?
No, I didn't. What happened?
At the end, they asked him, they said, you weren't in, most of the thing, and he goes, no, I'm paraphrasing him. He goes, no, I played like shit. C.J. was running well. That's what he was, because they were like, are you hurt? He was like, no, I was playing like shit. They benched me. Yeah. He goes, I deserve to be benched.
Oh, man. There's got to be
something there. I was like, where the fuck does C.J. Anderson come out of? He wasn't even playing a couple weeks ago to being the go-to back in the NFC Championship game.
Right? It's unbelievable. Yeah, and like we mentioned, in the fourth quarter there, it was 20-17. The Rams are putting a drive together, and I know you didn't agree with it. I was okay with it, but what was it? 4th and goal, 20-17. They ended up taking the field goal, taking the points instead of going for it. I don't remember how many yards they had to go, but on the road, I was kind of thinking, tie this up and let your defense get another shot at it.
No, you can get 1 yard. That's all I have to say. And if you don't, you have them backed up at the half-yard line. Maybe you get a safety, maybe you get a 3 and out. You get field position again, but it's worth a shot of taking it to the touchdown. If you're going to do that against the Cowboys, you can't be a pussy one way and not safe the other way. It's like, I don't know. I thought McVay would have went for it. I would have went for it. I would have said, fuck it. Let's do it. C.J. Anderson, get in there.
See, at home, I think you're right, but on the road, you take the points, you move on, because if you don't get it there, that place is going crazy, and then all of a sudden, the Saints, they don't have any crowd noise, and, it's a lot easier to go the length of the field at home than it is on the road. So I'm with you. It did surprise me that McVay didn't go for it. I certainly thought he was going to, but personally, I was saying, you got to take the points here, and I know they even took a delay of game because he fucking thought about it for so long. McVay takes the points, right? 20-20, 6 minutes left. He's assuming he's going to get the ball back. And that's where Drew Brees was planning some other ideas.
Dude, he is unbelievable driving down. He knows how to milk the time. And he's just like, yep, we're going to eventually get down there. And that's what I kept saying to you. I go, they're going to score. Here it comes. They're going to score. They're going to score. And then he hit Ginn deep. The defender would have played the freaking ball. He
tried to catch it instead of knocking it down. He was like, exactly. I got this. And it's like, dude, just go fucking bat that out of the air.
It was a LaMarcus Joyner. I was like, dude, jump in front of it. I'm like, come on. But then Ginn makes it. He goes, that's why you pay me. And I'm like, how much are they paying you, Ted?
So it's 1st and 10 from, say, the 30-yard line coming out of the 2-minute warning. The Rams have 2 timeouts left. So I'm thinking to myself and, communicating out loud that, okay, run on first down, timeout Rams. Run on second down, timeout Rams. They're out of timeouts. You have yourself a 3rd and 5 with about 1:45 left to where you can still get a first down and not a touchdown. And if that happens, the game's over. If you score a touchdown, you're taking the lead and you're up a touchdown. So, okay, yes, you left them time, but you're not going to lose because worst case is you're tied. And if you don't get it, then you leave them 1:40, you're up 3, and you got to trust your defense. But Sean Payton does the fucking unthinkable and calls a pass play on first down, and Drew Brees pulls his best McNabb impression and just fucking fires it right at the guy's feet. Like, what are they thinking?
I have no idea. When I watched it happen, I was like, what the hell were they doing? I thought maybe it was an RPO or something, but you look back and you're like, no, that was a pick play.
Mark Ingram, the running back, was blocking the entire time, so there was no fake handoff, no play action. It was just that little offensive screen, I guess, where he's thinking this is an automatic completion. Well, apparently it fucking wasn't, Sean.
So then they run the ball, then craziness ensues.
Yeah, 3rd and 6, 7, and you know they got to throw the ball at this point because you got to try to get a first down. Time's irrelevant. The Rams have a timeout.
End the game.
So you're expecting pass.
Dude, what, Roby or what? Coleman Roby just decides, fuck it, I'm not going to play the ball. I'm just going to crush this guy. I saw a view from the stands, and those 2 referees just looking at them. I don't know how one of them didn't throw a flag. It looks so bad.
Dude, not only was it fucking pass interference, but it was also targeting / unnecessary roughness as he smokes him helmet to helmet.
The main thing the league wants to focus on this year.
Yeah, like, hey, point of emphasis. They call a fucking million of them in the preseason, like won the entire year on Ezekiel Elliott against the Eagles. And then the biggest play in the conference championship, not only is it interference, he drills him early as shit, but he fucking spears him directly in the face. The guy, like, falls over like he's been shot because, you just got smoked when you were trying to catch a ball. And both of the officials are just like, nope, I'm not fucking deciding this NFC Championship game. You want to throw that fucking flag out? You throw that fucking flag out. Dude, I ain't throwing that flag out. It's your fucking call. Well, I ain't fucking calling it. All right, then, let's party. Like, what?
It's fucking either one of their calls. Somebody, even the back judge could have fucking thrown that. When I ref, our interpreter always says, if you get the ooh and ah calls, throw a fucking flag. You can always pick it up if somebody sees it differently, but you always throw a fucking flag.
So speaking of you being a ref, I'm sure a lot of people are curious as to repercussions of any way for these officials. I've heard they should never fucking ref again. They should be fined. They shouldn't be paid for the game. They should be suspended for a certain amount of time. Do you know if there's any repercussions? What do you think the repercussions should be? And kind of what's that process post-game as an official?
First of all, you don't trade jerseys with the winning team.
Well, that didn't happen. That was fucking made up, but that was a hilarious meme. Todd Gurley, so represent.
I was like, oh, Gurley, that would have been awesome if that was true. So you get off the field hoping you get out of there alive. There is like 3 or 4 officials that are there evaluating every single one of the guys. And they have film ready to rock, ready to go, show you exactly what you did wrong. Dude, if they're not killing the clock in a certain amount of seconds after the play, negative points. They're evaluated on every single play. So, no, I don't think they should not get paid for it because they worked their asses off. Did they fuck up? Yes. Should they get questioned of whether they should do playoff games again next year? Yes. Should they get suspended? Probably. But, dude, fucking bad plays happen all the time. It's just the fact that it happened at that time. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, and everybody was saying it was bang, bang, and it was close, but it was early, and I totally understand that. Dude, if he throws a flag, the game's over. These teams have been busting their ass for 2 hours and 45 minutes here, and it's coming down to this where I'm going, looks like the Saints are going to be NFC champions. That's a hard fucking flag to throw, man. But like you said, if it's so outrageous that 80,000 people know it's a fucking penalty, you gotta call a spade here.
I'll give you an example. When Foles got freaking ripped down by his face mask with Clowney, that was on week 16. That was just as outrageous of a blown call, but it wasn't in the NFC Championship game.
Do you think penalties should be able to be reviewed?
I was thinking about that this morning. That is, in a place like this, obviously it's hard to defend not doing it, but I just feel like the flow of the game is going to get so much worse.
Well, that's the thing, right? So you would leave the system the way it is now. Coaches would still only get 2 challenges. If they get them right, they get a third. Everything under 2 minutes would come from the booth. But now, not only turnovers, inbounds, out of bounds, penalties would be one of the 2 to 3 things that Sean Payton can throw the challenge flag on there and say, I think it was interference. They look at it and they go, yeah, you're right. Here you go. So it's not every penalty, or how they buzz down for every turnover.
Right.
That's kind of a pain in the ass. So obviously you can't do it every play. But if there's a long play and the other coach says, hey, I think the left tackle held my defensive end there, and he wants to throw a challenge flag, let him fucking run over and look at it for 2 minutes. The game's already 3.5 hours.
The problem is the rules are put up for interpretation with certain things. Like, even when you go to these experts during the game, they have a fucking different view than what Tony Romo or whoever has.
Right.
There's cameras everywhere, but some you're not going to be able to get a fucking good view. Are all refs going to have fucking cameras in their buttons?
On their helmets, man. You've seen some of those on ESPN.
Yeah, but are all of them going to have it? Like, I don't know, man. That's a slippery slope right there. That's like when you're calling, can you challenge fucking balls and strikes?
You got to do something, though. And eventually I think that may happen, too, in baseball.
Can't have shit like that happen.
Anyway, they don't fucking call it. The Saints are held to a field goal. So they only go up 3 points. Goff gets the ball back, 1.5 minutes left, 1 timeout. He makes a play or 2 scrambling around. Guy hits a fucking field goal with 15 seconds left to send him into overtime. And we got ourselves free football. So at the end of the day, both teams have a chance here, at least in theory. It just didn't go Drew Brees' way, and the offensive line more in particular, as Fowler decided to eat Brees' lunch.
Donald, Sue, they were freaking everywhere at the end of that game. Fowler freaking makes the play to sail it up and just falls right into the guy's lap while he's on his back. He's like, thank you. They get within long field goal range, and I think you said to me, he goes like, do you punt this? Because if you miss this field goal, Saints need a 10-yard out to Michael Thomas to be in field goal range.
Yeah, 57 yards, man. That means the ball's at the 40-yard line. Like 20 yards the other way, it's 57 yards.
Can you answer me this question? Why doesn't every coach ice it right before the snap like Doug did with Parkey? Why don't you let him take a practice one?
Well, you can flip-flop either way, right? Because if you let him actually take the practice kick and then he misses it and he goes, oh, okay, that's the way the wind's blowing, I got to aim further to the left. What Parkey kind of did, if you look back on it, is they take like a 3/4 swing, kind of that nice, easy fucking golf hack right down the middle. And then when it was live and the engine was running, he kind of came through a little bit quicker, and all of a sudden you pull it and it's off the upright. There is that, oh shit, I missed the first one. Okay, now I got to aim over here and it's fucking good. Haha, sucker. I've seen it both ways. So, like Dougie P, if Parkey missed that first one and makes the second one, he's fucking run out of town. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's the double-edged sword of, oh shit, he just missed that. I shouldn't have called a timeout.
I just love it when they miss it.
And for the brand, that 57 was good from fucking 70. That was a bomb.
Oh, he fucking killed it. Legatron, man. He's the beast.
Oh, man. Greg the Leg or something they're calling him. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah. He's got all kinds of names. They call him G-Eazy.
Jared Goff, Sean McVay, the future of the NFL, taking it to the Super Bowl, first time since 2001, where apparently they've announced they're going to wear the throwback unis, the same fucking bright blue and yellow ones as 2001. So that'll be kind of fun to watch. As long as the helmets match.
Yeah. Hopefully they match.
Fucking A, right?
I'm going to be pissed if on Super Bowl Sunday they run out there and I see Todd Gurley with a dark fucking blue helmet on. I'm like, God damn it.
Oh, my God, I know. Dude, as good as that fucking first game was, the second game of the day may have been even better.
The first half was what I expected the entire game to be like.
The game made no sense as I looked back on the box score and the game flow, and the Patriots dominated every aspect, total yards, time of possession, first down, except for they were -2 in the turnover battle. And like you said early on, as you expected, dude, fucking first drive, bing, bang, boom, 7-0. I'm like, this game's over. Second drive.
Said to me, you're like, this game's over.
Right?
I was like,
well, they go down the second drive, and it's second and goal. They're about to go up 14-0, and Tom Brady, like in Rocky IV, the Russian is cut. It's like, holy fuck, Tom just threw an interception in the end zone. What's happening?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. Didn't lead to points, and it's still 14-0 at halftime. Should be 21, but okay, we're fucking killing you guys. No problem. Like Andy Reid, man, he must have had himself a few hot dogs or some barbecue at halftime, but he came out a different man, baby.
Dude, I saw a hilarious tweet at halftime. It was Andy with his arms up, and it said, "I thought we were going to the KFC championship, not the AFC championship." It was hilarious. I was like, the Andy Reid fat jokes are always the best.
Oh, the best. That and his fucking quarterback on the run throwing the ball like 65 yards to, who was it, Sammy Watkins at a halftime or something?
Yeah.
You just can't coach against that. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah, and then he hits Kelsey, and then all of a sudden the swagger comes back, and you're like, oh, shit, maybe this is going to be a game.
Right, and then they settled down back and forth. The Patriots get another field goal. It's 17-7 at the end of the third, and we're kind of, ho-humming through 45 minutes here, and then that's when both offenses and teams were like, are you guys ready for shit to hit the fan? All right, let's party.
Back and forth, baby. Let's do it.
Right, Chiefs were driving. They get it to 17-14. Unbelievable. Patriots have to punt. Chiefs have to punt back. And then that's where the controversy of the second game happens. And did Julian Edelman fucking touch that punt?
I have no idea. Tony's like, I see it right there. That hits it. I'm like, did it? I mean, I have no idea. What did you think?
Well, and that's the thing, because live they said it did, so you needed indisputable video evidence to fucking overturn it,
That's
right?
why I thought it was going to stand.
And the one angle, it looks like the ball stays in the same rotation, and he fucking missed, because first of all, he tried to touch that football and fucking whiffed, okay? He was not trying to get out of the way. And the second one, it looked like it hit his bicep and, like, started turning sideways, but honestly, when I was watching, I said, I don't think he touched that. And even Bridget was like, honestly, I think he missed it. I was like, fucking A, the Patriots.
You know what annoyed me the most about that play? The fact that the people on CBS did not know that a muffed fucking punt can't be returned. They threw up a touchdown on there. I'm like, no.
Yeah, on the logo and stuff.
The ball up.
Yeah, right.
Well, like, why are you
Which is a
throwing
dumb
touchdown?
fucking rule, too. Why can't you advance a muff punt? That's stupid.
I don't know. It's just the rules.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid rules.
Rules are the rules are the rules.
You need to write an email to who's making the rules and say this makes no fucking sense, okay?
Dear
It should have been a
rules
touchdown.
interpreter.
Exactly.
This is dumb.
This is the Too Close to Call podcast.
This is dumb. They think this play should be a touchdown.
Right.
By the way, did it touch him or not?
Exactly. So anyway, apparently street ball rules, right? Ball don't lie. Fucking next play, 2 plays later, off Edelman, intercepted, going the other way. Touchdown Chiefs, 2 plays after that. So apparently you should be able to advance the muff punt, and it was a touchdown regardless. Ball don't lie.
Dude, Damian Williams and Charkandrick West hitting the stanky leg right, hitting it left, and then they just freaking were oh my gosh, it was awesome. I was like, that looks like so much fun. And the fans are going crazy behind them. I was like, oh baby, this is sweet.
Oh God, right? And then the Patriots get the ball, and they get their standard fucking Patriots calls on the phantom roughing the passer where he swipes. And yes, I can see how from behind him it looked like he would have hit him in the face, but he doesn't. Again, another maybe challengeable play. Hey, he didn't fucking hit him, and Brady's literally got his eyes closed as he's throwing. I love that replay.
Yeah, that's your Michigan boy.
That's it, man. It's hard, dude, because I don't like him as a professional, but he's a Michigan guy, so I kind of have to root for him at the same time. It's like a constant internal struggle of I'm like, I got to root for the fucking Patriots again.
Their drives are so boring.
Right? Well, dude, how about speaking of their drives?
It's awesome how much they dominate, but I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so boring.
Well, how about Tony Romo? They get down to the 4th and inches play. He sees Brady go to the helmet to kill the play, and he's going, oh, he kills it. That usually means motion and a run outside to the right. Fucking there goes Gronkowski. Hand off wide to the right to Michelle, who walks into the end zone for a touchdown. And I'm like, okay, if the guy in the booth knows it, how did none of these 11 fucking players on defense?
How is Romo not a D coordinator for somebody else?
Or a defensive analyst who's like, yeah, this is a play. Yeah, this is what that guy's going to run. Not a problem.
Dude, he was right about everything.
He was all over it with Gronkowski. There were multiple times where I was like, man, he just told me what was going to happen.
He goes up. They're going to look to get Gronk singled up. Oh, they got it. Yep, here it comes. Deep. Yep, catch.
Right? Like, oh, got it.
Good God, he's everywhere.
He's like, oh, this game is so easy. Why do you guys make it so hard? I know it's coming. It's not a big deal. Christ, man.
It's crazy.
So the fucking Chiefs drive down after a couple pass interference calls. Man, the goddamn zebras are all over this report, dude. And then they score. 2 minutes left to go up 4.
For the Patriots had a rough drive there. He kept holding the shit out of that guy.
Oh, dude, he cost them so bad.
Let him go.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not even Tyreek Hill. You obviously can't cover anybody.
And literally, Pags, after all of this, 3 hours, 15 minutes of bullshit, our guy, your guy, Big Red, is literally going to the Super Bowl if his Pro Bowl defensive end can fucking line up on sides.
Oh, my gosh. I don't understand how that happens.
There's 1,000 plays a year. Maybe you line up off sides on 3 of them. All right, I've seen our defensive ends do it. But he picks that drive, ultimately the exact play where Gronkowski does his best Jeffrey impression, tips it right to the fucking Chiefs guy. Oh, just kidding. We're going to keep the Patriots going. Your guy was cheating.
Now, I know we can't blame Jeffrey for the whole entire Eagles game, but I'm going to go ahead and blame it on D4 for that one.
Right.
You give Brady another chance.
Yeah,
like,
he goes down, takes the
got
lead.
Him to fuck up.
Mahomes comes back,
up.
fucking ties it up. We're going into overtime. Second overtime game of the day. Although this one, once again, showed why I get fired up and think the NFL overtime rule is the worst fucking rule in all of professional sports. The MVP of the league, the most exciting fucking player in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes, and me as a fan, I don't even get to see him play in the championship game of the conference. It'd be like in the NBA Finals. Cavs, fucking Warriors, first point wins. LeBron gets the ball, goes down and score. I don't even get to see Steph or KD or any of them play in overtime just because the other team scored right away. So thank you, fan. Here's the most entertaining guy in the fucking league. He's not going to play in the overtime of the most important game because our rules fucking dictate that first score touchdown wins. It's so stupid, dude. It's so stupid.
Because Slater screamed heads. Did you hear him doing the coin toss? He was screaming it.
He was like, I'm not going Jerome Bettis here. We're
No,
calling fucking
that's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, he wants them to hear it.
Oh, my God. But seriously, dude, like, we can't do the college rule. The same thing happened with the Eagles-Cowboys. Like, first guy goes down to score, and I can't watch Carson. Like, give him a chance to match. Like, what's the big deal? Maybe you don't put it at the 25 like in college because 42-yarders are kind of automatic. So if you want to make it a 55-yarder or a 60-yarder where they got to get at least 5 yards, if it's a 60-yarder, put it at the 40, okay? So it's a 57-yard field goal if they throw 3 incompletions. You know what I'm saying? Like,
throw it at the 50.
Right? Like, that's what I mean. Like, it doesn't have to be close, but both teams have to have a chance, man. It's ridiculous. It happened with the Packers Seahawks years back. Russell Wilson, after Aaron Rodgers comes down, I'm like, really? I don't get to see Aaron Rodgers play anymore after he just tied the game with a ridiculous drive at the end of regulation? It's bullshit.
It is. Because if they score the field goal rule, I'm glad they changed that, because that was even more ridiculous. When all they had to do was get the field goal range to win the game, and then at least they changed that. I'm hoping they change it to something else. Fantasy football would be I'd be rooting for overtime with all my players every time.
Every time.
I'll be like,
can I get a 70-70 game, Mississippi State LSU? Give me the Patriots Chiefs roll into like the 60s. Like, who doesn't want to see Brady and Mahomes go at it for fucking 4 overtimes?
Oh, dude, just like 5-hour games. People are like sleeping in the stands. Like, when's this game gonna end? Oh, it'd be awesome.
3 years in a row, Patriots in the Super Bowl. This year they're getting the Rams in golf. Initial thoughts, man? I think it's a Patriots whitewash, or are you giving the Rams a chance?
I think McVay will come up with enough crazy shit. It's not like the Patriots defense are world beaters. There's gonna be a lot of points scored, and it's whether the Rams front 4 can get to Brady.
I'm with you, man. I did see the early line as Rams +2.
How about that stat where Brady hasn't been a underdog since 2014 in any game?
Well, it's not happening in the Super Bowl, like I just said. So this is the only game since 2014 in 5 years total now? 4 years total? 1 game he was an underdog.
Did you see his post last night getting
yeah,
on
that's what I mean. And he's playing the underdog role like he's the fucking Eagles. So it's like,
nowhere.
Oh, man.
We ain't. I'm like, oh, that song rocks.
Yeah. Oh, he's a boss. I love you.
But you look so white, Tom.
Him and Gronk.
Yeah, him and Gronk. I'm like, oh,
shit.
God.
Pags, that's our football talk. I know we're going to transition here. We got one more game left. That's, wrapping up the conference championship. So we're going to transition here into the next segment of our show where we'll get into some of the local professional sports. We'll talk a little bit about the Sixers, get into some college basketball. But, if you guys hang around for just a second, we'll get into that.
Coach, you were 5-79 last year. Why the playoff talk?
Well, we made a couple of key trades, and we got the funk.
Welcome back to the 2Close2Call podcast. Kev, done with Gridiron Talk? Let's get it off the old shelf, the old basketball. We haven't talked about these things in a while.
That's it, man. We got to show
dust
our
it
well-rounded game we got here, our knowledge, our wealth of knowledge we have across all sports, baby.
Amen.
Speaking of all sports, hoops, did you watch the Thunder-Sixers game? Because the Sixers still haven't beaten the Thunder in 19 attempts. That's fucking unbelievable.
Driving me nuts.
Every game is a must-watch game, though.
This Embiid Westbrook thing, I'm so glad we have somebody in our city that does this stuff, that has a rivalry with someone. It just sucks that they only play it twice a year.
I know, right? I wish they were in the same conference and had more games. But, dude, after all that fucking back and forth at the end, seriously, they were going to get away with no confrontation, no nothing. And then Embiid goes up for a block, lands on Westbrook, kind of pushes him. Does he fucking push him? Maybe he pushed him. I don't think he pushed him. And then Westbrook, flips out, dude. And it's like, oh, here we go. Now we got it.
I think Westbrook was he was looking for some reason to get pissed off at Embiid, and that's that opportunity.
What did Embiid call it? What did he say about it?
He's all in his feelings.
Kiki, do you love me?
And
you in my feelings.
And then Westbrook came with the Big Sean song, I don't fuck with you.
Yeah, the reporter's like, so you guys cool? He's like, man, fuck no. But even anyway, dude, he fouls out. He's not even involved in the last play of the game, and somehow everybody in the building knows Paul George is going to get the ball, and he still gets a 4-point play.
Butler probably should just let him shoot it.
Well, the tough part is there was just enough time to where when he came off the screen with 5.5 seconds, his Butler had to determine is he going to go attack the basket because there's enough time, or is he going to pull up and shoot it right away? And obviously, he came up square and elevated, and that's when Butler's like, all right, well, let me contest this. Got a little too aggressive, and, worst case scenario for the Sixers.
That sucked, but nothing's worse than Ben Simmons bringing the ball up the floor with the other team knowing, well, this dude ain't going to shoot it.
Yeah, man, he dribbles the ball right to Butler, which essentially double teams Butler with his guy because now that there's 2-3 seconds left, he knows there's not enough time to attack the rim, so why would I even guard Simmons? Now our best shooter's double teamed, and I'm fucking thankful he even hit the rim with the attempt, dude. It was double clutch, fading away. That's the fucking shot you're giving me because one of our star players can't shoot a fucking jump shot.
9 times out of 10, I will take Simmons driving all the way up and chucking up a 3 than what they did there. I'm like, at least show that you're willing to take this shot. But got another exciting team coming in today. A man who refuses to pass to anyone and refuses to score without him holding the ball the whole time.
Yeah, so that's my question to you is there a time limit on if somebody passes you the ball from when you get it to when you score, if it counts as an assist? Because somehow in today's NBA, with all of the space and speed, the Warriors shooters, the drive and kick mentality, James Harden has figured out how to score over 160 points in the last 3 games without even one of his teammates passing him the ball in transition for a layup, getting an offensive rebound, giving it to him, a kick out. He shoots a 3, 0 assists in 3 games. How is that fucking possible?
Dude, it's unbelievable. It's like, does anyone ask for the ball on this team?
No, dude, they all stand there and just watch him go one-on-one and do fucking double step backs, travel, but he gets away with it and just chucks up 3-pointers.
And then when other people have the ball, he's just fucking standing there.
Well, and that's the thing, yeah, because, he's what? He won MVP last year. He's probably the front runner again because he broke, I think it was Kobe's record or Jordan's record of most consecutive 30-point games in a row. The guy scores at an unbelievable rate, and there's literally nobody helping him create offense.
It's crazy. And is Chris Paul even playing right now?
No, he's hurt. Dude, he is the opposite of Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson scored, 40 or 50 points on 4 dribbles? I think James Harden scores 50 points on 312 dribbles.
While my wife's watching The Bachelor tonight, I will be watching this game because I can't wait. I just love watching James Harden just not pass the ball. I mean, the Sixers run a technical offense that they're passing, they're always moving, and then it's just complete opposite when the Rockets get the ball.
Right? It's crazy, too, because both teams have an MVP candidate, and the styles of basketball are completely different. You'll kind of see, Embiid and how he influences the game, and then on the other side, Harden and how he dictates the game, and, they both may be top 3 candidates for the MVP right now.
Yeah, you got Harden.
Do I have Harden? No, I'm actually going to go Giannis and the Bucks, who are the 1 seed in the East right now, and I didn't see that coming. And just the amount of highlights and the way he influences the game, I think it's him in the East and Harden in the West currently right now as your 1-2, in my opinion.
Dude, I got to go Joe. When he is not in the game, the Sixers look like a bag of shit.
That is true. The argument is there. Your standard MVP argument, best player on the best team, Giannis, or, most important player on your team, a.k.a. LeBron James for Cleveland or the Lakers, or in your point here, JoJo for the Sixers, because they do suck when he's not playing.
Oh, and he is so much fun to watch. He gets to the rim. He freaking posts people up. He can shoot. You foul him, he's going to make his free throws. And he talks shit. He's the best.
That's the key. He makes his fucking free throws. Dude, you were mentioning getting to the rim and being a highlight reel. I'm thinking back to the play Zion Williamson made this weekend against Virginia. Did you see that one?
Oh, dude. Gives him a little okey-doke crossover with the left hand, goes to the rim, comes up, gets hacked hard, and still finishes it. I lost my mind when I saw that. I had to pause and rewind it like 7 times.
Well, like you said, dude, dribble okey doke with the left, but the finish is with the right. He's using both hands effectively. He's bringing the ball up the court. This guy's 6'8". He can't not be the first overall pick?
Oh, dude, he's unbelievable. Have your Pitt Panthers played them yet?
No, actually, and so Duke knocks off undefeated Virginia. To take them off from the unbeatens here. And then there's a lot of communication about the ACC because they do these quick turnarounds from Saturday to Monday or Tuesday. They literally have the Pitt Panthers. I can't remember if it's tonight. I think it's tomorrow, but on the road at Pitt. Maybe have yourself a little letdown game. I
hear it in your voice. You
may have some competition.
They're gonna knock the Dookies off.
I'm not saying they're going to beat them. I'm just saying if the line's like 15 or something like that, you may take the Pitt Panthers. It's going to be competitive. Dude, they didn't win a single ACC game last year. This year they've already won 2, okay? Like, I am fucking jumping for joy about what's going on.
Your boy Cable knows exactly what Krzyzewski's going to throw at him?
Dude, that's the thing. This Jeff Cable guy's the real deal, man. Just the amount of influence, the positivity, the whole culture change, everything at Pitt, it's unbelievably noticeably different from the Stallings last year. And, you ask yourself how important is a coach? You're seeing it firsthand out there. They've literally beaten a ranked team in Florida State. They took a ranked team on the road, NC State, down to the end. They beat Louisville for the first time in 4 years, and they just lost to Syracuse in the Carrier Dome, which, that's fine. Like, a lot of people don't beat, so then they come home against Duke. But that's the problem, dude. Pitt, this is the game of the year for the Pitt Panthers. This one's been scheduled. This is the one they've been lotterying off tickets to the students since the summer. And Duke's coming in going, dude, we just hammered Virginia. I got fucking so drunk and so laid this weekend. Now I gotta get on a shitty charter flight to cold fucking Pittsburgh where it's gonna be icy and snowy and the Pete's gonna be rocking. And I'm just saying the ingredients are there for a competitive basketball game.
Hey, this podcast does not condone underage drinking.
That's right. I apologize. Zion was having his virgin Shirley Temples, a.k.a. Joel Embiid.
There you go.
So, but yeah, no, that's the hardwood, man. We got a lot more coming at you for college basketball. We actually have a guest, that we have lined up for later. Pags, you want to touch on who you recently spoke with, who we may get on? You don't have to mention any names, but maybe a little bit of a background as a tease for our listeners.
We got an exciting guy. I'm not going to say how I came upon him, but he led his respective conference and became the MVP of that conference 2 years in a row as a 15 seed. 1 year knocked him off. Played UConn, played some other big teams throughout his career there. Put up a ton of points for his team. It's going to be exciting. He's a character, too, and he's going to have some great stories for us.
Yeah, so post-football, as we really dive into March Madness, we'll get him on, kind of get his insights into, how the game's progressed, what's he seeing today, and all of that. So I think you guys are going to like that as we move forward here in a couple of weeks.
And shout out to CJ McCollum if he wants to join his Lehigh buddy here.
That's it. Hashtag Lehigh beat Duke, right? As we're talking about Duke. Lehigh beat Duke. Let's go.
Oh, man. That's going to be
shit. But anyway, that's the rest of our show here. Or excuse me, episode 8, Pags. We didn't get into our numbers. Motherfuck me, right? Like, who's your favorite number 8? Who do you got as
you go first.
I'm going. All right, I'll go. So number 8, first thing that pops up, Steve Young, Niners winning in the 90s, that type of thing. But honestly, again, I'm more of a baseball guy myself. So the greatest number 8 of all time, Cal Ripken Jr., the Iron Man himself. Growing up, I remember the numbers up on the board in Baltimore as I would go. I'd watch him play Ken Griffey Jr. It's more or less just showing respect to possibly the greatest shortstop, one of the greatest shortstops to ever play, and Cal Ripken showing us how to do it the right way.
I'm going completely different direction. I mean, local ties, obviously, the Flying Hawaiian, Shane Victorino, loved him. Donnie Bag of Bones Jones, loved him.
Donnie Longball, rest in peace. We love you, Cameron Johnston. You're the best.
I had to go out of the box because I'm not really a big fan of him on the ice just because he's a rival to the Flyers. But, man, ever since Ovechkin won that Stanley Cup last year, he was must-see TV.
Dude, that was the best bender ever.
We're not in fucking last place anymore. Yeah!
We don't fucking suck anymore.
They can say we fucking suck. He said that Russian accent. Oh, my God.
Dude, he's swimming in the ponds or the fountains.
He was the best for those 2 months of him being drunk every day.
Yeah, now they're in first place again this year, so hardcore respect, dude. Go work hard, play hard.
He always had that Crosby shadow on him, and it was nice to see him finally win one.
Yeah, I always liked him better than Crosby anyway, because he doesn't bitch.
Exactly.
So, but anyway, guys, thanks for listening. We appreciate you joining us here on the 8th episode of the 2Close2Call cast. Follow us on our Instagram, our Twitter, our YouTube page at 2Close2Call cast. That's the number 2 both times. We're going to continue to put up content. We're going to try to get more up daily so we can interact with you guys, get some polls going, even on some side things that we're thinking about. So we do appreciate all the likes, all the comments, all the follows we're receiving. Share it with your friends. We love you guys.
5-star ratings.
That's it. That's what we need. So, again, thanks for listening out there, guys. Have yourself a happy Monday, and we'll see you later this week.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.